Hello, everyone, and welcome. Southwest Funding presents the Nick Hyde Memorial, powered by Hyzerbomb, driven by Innova. I'm Paul Ulibarri. This is Nate Perkins.
Yep.
Nate?
Dude, I love these little slow-mos that they have right here of the conditions. The tee pad, the shoes, the muddy shoes, all the fans walking through the water. It really kind of sets the tone of this final day because it was pretty nasty out here. And especially this back 10, the conditions just worsened and worsened throughout the day. We've got more rain, more mud, and more wind. So Eagle's 4-stroke lead isn't actually that comfortable. You see we got some players charging over here. Paul, you're making a move.
Yeah, and like you said, actually the back 10 holes are probably the more difficult holes on the course. Starting off here, hole 10, par 4, 492 feet. I mean, there is treachery on both sides the whole entire fairway. There's really only about a, what would you say, 60-foot radius where that's the sweet spot where you want to land. And if you're off to the left or right, you're kind of done.
No, he doesn't.
Eagles actually playing, I saw a few people doing this. You can actually play out wide, not take the gap, and then play wide hyzer into the green. It's actually kind of a smart play to take bogey out of the equation.
It's crazy.
I mean, it's like I said, I think it's smart because he has, kind of a big lead now.
So he's doing it basically because it's just a lot less danger than going up the middle.
In my opinion, it's almost guaranteeing par. And you see Double G take a similar route, and Nick's actually, he needs birdie. And so I like the play of him actually going down this.
Does he get through it all? No way.
Money.
Wow.
Absolutely money. He's in the perfect
prime spot. And I don't even know what it's like out there. Oh. He's got a putt for birdie.
Yeah, a long putt, but like, like I said, I think that this is a good play for big arms because you can just play Spike Hyzer over into this mouth. Really not that difficult of shot. And,
whoa.
I mean, the only danger is the gallery.
Yeah.
The gallery's deal.
I'm curious how Jomez actually filmed this. They split up and they film those guys first and then come back into the woods.
Because they're on it.
Yeah,
that's how they
on it.
Huge shot there by Nick, giving him a putt for birdie there. It kind of leaks a little bit deep. He's going to have to earn it, but, I mean, very good shot.
He filleted that one.
Given those arrows have so much glide. It's kind of cool. These two have similar styles, I feel like, Nolan and Garrett.
Super spinny.
Super spinny. He loves throwing the Sonic. He loves throwing the arrow. Great bid there from Garrett. He is all over it with that Sonic.
It's amazing to watch. This is a big one.
Definitely.
Come on. Oh. And that was to get his stick back.
Yeah, he was on the bad end of that leaning basket there.
Oh, man.
It's kind of tilted in the opposite direction.
A lot of these baskets out here, they're just like, they're old school. I mean, they're disc catchers, but
been getting a lot of play.
A lot of play for maybe 10 years now.
So Garrett, Eagle, take that wide route and get pars. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was the game plan.
Yeah.
Right on to hole 11, par 3, 265 feet. This is the easiest hole in the course.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 265 feet. There's a very makeable gap right in front of you because it's so close to the tee pad. From the camera, it might look like it could be a little bit tricky, but you should put it through there.
There's that tilt we're talking about.
Yeah.
And the Eagle is actually going wide forehand, FD3. It's a straight skip.
Ooh, trying to make it, dude.
Give it a little rainbow run right there.
Nice.
Is he going wide, Annie?
Really cool.
Really interesting route, but he knows what's up.
Yeah,
We're getting a FollowFlight on this hole.
Let's go. This is like, I wouldn't say unorthodox. I mean, he's making the gap wider by throwing Anheuser through there for sure. And then just having great spin control.
I wonder if he took that route because of that slick tee pad. You see, and you even heard Nick actually slip right there going into his run up, and he almost got first available. So maybe Garrett recognized that and decided to go wide ante because it would be much harder to miss the gap.
Yeah, it's a good point. And Nick actually makes the gap, but too high. You know, that's a funny part about this is sometimes we get so fixated as he just comes up a bit short, fixated on the gap that we forget about the height, and we'll either bury it in the ground or leak it a bit high, and then you got to be focused on all that stuff.
And this is really just an unacceptable miss right there from Nick and Nolan.
For sure. I mean, this is one of the must-gets, and Eagles just absolutely on cruise control right now.
Happens
10
so
through
fast.
11.
He's 5. He's got the lead by 5 right now.
Yeah, very quick. It was like, you know, Nick had the lead, holding the lead. He had that unfortunate spit out, you know, and then the next couple holes just took some pars. It's not like he's bogeying.
No, he's not tanking. Eagles just had 2 pars and an eagle.
Right. And pars today were just happening. I mean, it was a tough course. The conditions were tough, and Eagle just doesn't care about it at all. It's a beautiful sunny day on the beach for him.
Yeah, he's not phased. His level of focus is like no one else right now.
Hole 12, par 4, 655 feet. This one was playing very difficult because of the tee pad, because it was very slippery. So on this one, it's a really kind of a tight gap off the tee, and in order to get the distance, you really want to rip into it, but you really couldn't in this particular round for, you know, people who don't have standstill power like this guy. Like, watch how
look
soft.
How slick.
Yeah, but look how soft he goes. Like, there's no worries, and he has so much power that he gets past all those trees. Just to give you guys like an idea of how far that is, if I go low and rip, I'm getting right around where he just went high and Hyzer stall. So this is not playing
really breaking it. No.
It's not playing that easy.
No,
guys.
it's not playing that easy. And to be able to go over the top, I mean, minimum 450 foot of power.
And that's huge. So I would guess 5 people in the world that can go that high and push that far. Nick's going to have to go low.
Yeah, and you see that slip again. I mean, he's just slipping right into his shot.
So same angle as these guys. He's not going to get out of the trees, I doubt. See?
No, he's right on that tee pad for that other hole.
And that's a great perspective. Same angle, same height, got a good pop on it, way short.
Yeah, you're right. It shows you how much of a difference there is between a player like Newton and then players like Eagle and Garrett.
Yeah, and Nolan throws a really good shot. He actually never gets his on Anheuser, so was able to push down the fairway and get out of the gap.
And Nick actually found a little pocket in between the trees to give himself an opening, because otherwise you're pitching out if you're in one of those cedars.
Yeah, that was good versatility on his part to figure out a way to kind of give himself in position to possibly score. Very soft up shot there from Nolan.
It's a nice little Nova approach.
It's cool to see these guys have this much touch, but watch how quiet their feet are when they're going, and then how quiet their arm speed is as well. It kind of matches.
Nice, I like that.
And yeah, you see a lot of other, beginners and stuff. They'll go quiet on the feet and then kind of aggressive with the arm, and that's when you get a little shaky. So take notes on these guys. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean that's how I learned, was just watching these videos just religiously.
Give it to him. Dude, I'm pumped, man. That's is cool.
Great looking stroke. Look, no wobble on that putt.
I just love it.
He's got some heart, dude.
Yeah, when somebody like Nick gets into this position and he's just holding his own, I mean, Eagles obviously doing Eagle things, but this is the first time Nick's been in this position, and he is playing an impressive round right now. These are the best players in the world.
Yeah, I mean, the only person beating him is actually the highest rated player in the world, so kudos to Nick.
Double G tapping in his bird.
Those are great birdies.
Yeah.
This hole's got some danger.
So now we're into hole 13, par 4, 593 feet. You just want to, here's the tee pad. You want to kind of fly over that tee pad into this area and then have some sort of sidearm or anhyzer approach into this tucked pin. I think we'll see Eagle probably either play sidearm or mid-range straight so he can throw spike, hyzer, sidearm, and take the trees out of play.
Yeah, you need a good 330 off the tee to get to that second window up there. Looks like that was quite a bit more inside than he was intending.
And that's in trouble.
Yeah.
That's actually right in the middle to where it's going to be a really hard upshot.
Yeah, you got to pick a side. You got to go long of that grouping of trees or short of it. Garrett, going with the rare sidearm.
Yeah, and plays it well. He's in that top shelf, and he'll have a gap into the pin. So this is a good play as long as he beats those cedars. He's got to go
Get past them. Yep.
Money.
Prime position.
Especially for a backhand player. Now he's going to be able to throw a shot that doesn't drift into those woods, and he'll, with how on point he's been this round, I'm sure he's going to give himself a look.
That old school leopard.
He just throws so soft, and you see when his disc landed, it wasn't spinning, it was just done.
I love his curl, his little arm curl. Oh no, that one just rolled over. Oh, and the kick.
That's going to be brutal because there's actually a hill that slopes down, and it can go 40, 50 feet down.
And it takes away all the angle too to be able to get to the pin.
This needs to get underneath this bush and ooh, good route.
I think so. Yeah, it's not a good bush to be in. Yeah, but just the way that Nolan kind of wraps around and spins. Is he going high?
Yeah, he actually had the route to go high. And again, I feel like I'm a broken record by saying that he's the only one with the power to do this. There's nobody else that's going to stand still, hyzer flick, no run up, muddy conditions over over the trees. And that's a great shot there from Nick, putting himself 25 feet for birdie again. He's just not giving up.
No, I mean, he's played this hole beautifully. And, he thinks he's getting, Eagles out of position, and Nick, I'm sure, is thinking that he's getting a stick. And
I was fortunate for Garrett to just be on the side there. It looked like he took an aggressive kick off that tree.
Oh, goodness. So floaty and spinny and that was just a little right. Wow. That's a good birdie.
Right there. It's you, Garrett. Okay.
Garrett from 15 feet. That's a good par after that missed shot.
This is I think the sixth most difficult hole on the course, so it's playing pretty tough. And so Eagle picks up another birdie, and he's 12 through 13, which is mind-blowing.
Scorching it, dude. This is not an easy day.
Hole 14, par 3, 365 feet. Kind of a tough hole, but if you have the distance, you can play sidearm wide, which I believe is probably the easiest play if you have it. You see the wider fairway to the left here, and Eagle actually pulled that and going too far.
Yeah, and that's really the miss for a player like Eagle with the power that he has. Because of the muddy tee pad, you kind of have to go slower into your run-up and use a little bit more arm than you would really like to.
And yeah, that's way too high. I mean, just way too high. But he's been making a couple
that's
of them.
Not bad at all. Look how muddy. I mean, that's just the worst type of mud for disc golf.
Yeah, ice skating for sure. Double G, playing a similar route, but gets that skip. As you can see from the tee, a little better angle, but this is on a pretty big slope from right to left, so the low hyzer and high hyzer tend to skip a bit, even if you make the gap.
It's really just another tricky par 3 out here at Myers Gold.
Going soft Nova. He ain't gonna have no problem tapping that in.
Nick from 40 feet.
He needs it.
Just a little too high into that wind. Looks like he has a little bit of right to left headwind.
Yeah, and at this point you can kind of hear, if you have your volume up, or see the water and give you a good perspective of the rain that's now coming down. And the breeze, the conditions are getting tougher and tougher as this round goes on. There's a storm kind of all around the park, and even that one's kind of a tester with the muddy conditions, the rain coming down. I mean, you have to be really focused now on every single detail of your shot.
Do you think Eagle is kind of changing up his focus a little bit, having 5 strokes with 6 holes to play? Do you think he's kind of going to be playing for par a little bit more?
I think he's going to stay aggressive because of the big lead, but the conditions, I think he needs to remain focused. And I mean, we're into one of the easier holes on the course. This isn't one that you're going to pitch up and try to take par on. 238 feet, par 3 right in front of you. You have 2 gaps to hit. So I don't think he's thinking par out. I think he wants to crush us.
He's going with that Anheuser forehand. It's a little tricky for sure. He gets a good reaction off that ground. Looked like it was a little low, but got a little straight.
Low
skip.
with Annie, yeah.
Beautiful shot from Nick right up the middle.
That was really nice. Great follow through. You can tell he really kind of got into it with his form there and pushed it right through the gap. That was impressive.
Look at the pad now. I mean, the more the rain comes down, the muddier those pads are getting. Garrett actually opting to go the high forehand route.
Gives himself a putt right about circle's edge. I like that because then, there's no trees in play if you have the power.
Nolan's actually going driver. That's his, go-to driver that he's throwing right there.
It's a skip.
Wow. That just shows the touch right there. That's the driver that he's been throwing the whole round.
Yeah, he tried to throw it, I remember, on the par 5 for his distance shot. Gives it a good bid.
You see the way he just popped that into the wind?
Yeah, very slow, very in control. Almost made it, and it's 2 feet.
Is that because it was a headwind, so he knows that the wind is just going to hold his disc up like that?
I think so. I think he's on a level that not a lot of people are on with that spin putt.
To be able to read it like that and know that the wind's just kind of going to hold it up, and he doesn't need to putt it as hard.
Right. I think he has great wrist control. I think Nolan has great wrist control. Other people like Macbeth, they can really kind of read the wind and slow down their wrist and speed it up depending on the shot, which is highly difficult.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to pick up on what the players are doing with their wrists.
I love this hole. Hole 16, par 5, 783 feet. As the drone flies, this is like a really dangerous shot. You have OB all on the left side and then all those cedars and pines on the right. But if you can play it through there, you can get into position for possibly eagle. You're going to see a lot of other players, though. Not other players. You'll see a lot of players play down that right side, maybe high to try to beat a bunch of the trees, or low skip shot. Look at the tee pad again. Just a mudville.
The worst. Cement tee pad with clay mud.
Yeah, that's in good position. I mean, you just want to. This is a true par 5 as far as a 3-shot or a 3-shot hole to get in position for your birdie.
Yeah, and especially for how tight the green is up there.
Yeah, Nolan goes 230-foot par 3 driver, par 5 same disc.
Yeah, you won't see that very often.
Eagle has so much power, man.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of players take that route, but he goes fairway.
Yeah, and he's further about as far as Nolan was. And another thing we gotta say is Nick picked up another stroke on the last hole, so he's not slowing down. Nice birdie. I noticed because he had the box.
Yeah, and Garrett gets all the way past that last line of cedars, he might actually be looking down the alley.
And unfortunately, he didn't really have a run up there. And he catches that pine. And this is where it gets difficult for him because I don't believe he has a sidearm. And so that angle is, you might be able to do like standstill or something for the sidearm, but I don't know if he's going to have a shot in there. And this is, he's just going big hyzer, try to crash anywhere by the basket.
And the danger with that shot is that if you hyzer too much, the OB actually continues past this corner, and it's right on the edge.
Nolan also going hyzer to try to push around. Ooh, gets an out.
Oh, Garrett's definitely attacking this for an eagle.
This is a little too flat, you think?
I think so. It needs to get left quick.
Oh, that's actually around the green, I think.
He's like pin high, it looks like, but don't know if he's going to have a putt. This is a big shot right here, and a tough shot. He needs to miss it. Oh, and it just sucks it in.
See, and he got good play off of that tree. I thought he was kind of tucked up against it, but he had a route, a pretty big route into the basket, and that was about a foot from being based.
You see how bad those cedars are. When you're in one, it's really the only option is to pitch out.
He's been throwing this Nova so well this whole round. He hasn't been outside of 10 feet. And here's that sidearm. He's begging for it to sit. If you get into those little trees, man, it gets tricky. Even though it's that close, that's a tricky putt. You can't even see Eagle, and he's in the circle.
Oh, he's going... He just went, like, backhand roller. Like, haven't even really seen that shot.
He went putter roller.
Putter uncurl roller.
He literally went like putting stroke roller.
Yeah. Upside down. Shows you how tight the green really is. And, I mean, Nick's only 18 feet away, and he's going to a knee... Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, just tough. And here's Eagle for birdie. Yeah, you get off track, and this hole will punish you. Good putt there. He's getting those nice fresh kicks all dirty, man. I feel bad for those nights.
Yeah.
He was looking smooth when the round started.
It's just like year after year, the Texas grind continues, doesn't it, Paul?
Oh yeah. Nick actually taps in for bogey. Hole 17 is a par 3, 342 feet, and if you're an all backhand player, it's a nightmare because it is tight off the tee. It's more made for a big high spiking sidearm, low sidearm, but the angle for backhand is really tough to hit the gap. And then if you get on the right side, that basket's actually leaning a little bit higher on the right, so makes the basket a bit smaller. So
yeah, you're totally right. This one, excuse me, Paul, this one is that's really the cedar that you have to miss right there, and that's kind of what makes it so difficult to actually score on for the backhand drive.
Yeah, so as Nolan throws, notice how that, like you said, that there's a cedar on the right, but the gap to hit the angle on just to get out is so small. Like he nicks the pine on the left. Is that a pine?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, nice. And Eagle cuts the pine down for the rest of us. Appreciate that. But it's just a really tight, awkward angle. And I'm surprised that Eagle missed that gap, honestly. He has all the room to the left to go.
Yeah, I'm pretty surprised that he clipped that as well.
And yeah, it just shows you backhand. It's just really, you almost have to throw nose up, push around the corner, and hit a tiny gap. So just one of the more difficult holes on the course as far as birdie goes.
Yeah, my fourth most difficult hole, actually.
Yeah, which from the tee kind of looks manageable, but until you're there in person, it's not.
Yeah, it's tight. And it's another tight green as well. I mean, a lot of good shots will end up right here, pinched with that cedar.
It's going to go. Okay. So we have a few par putts here.
Yeah, these guys are actually, they got a little battle going on for second place.
Yes. 15, 16,
Nick's
and
at
17. Yeah, they're all definitely good point.
I mean, 5 up. Eagles got to be feeling pretty comfortable at this point with just
But Nolan.
2 holes remaining.
Yeah, I mean, we were mentioning this, the last time I was doing commentary. Go check out the Texas State Disc Golf Championships. It was great coverage as well. But actually, I'm not going to spoil it for you. Let's just say it was great coverage. Go check it out.
Good call. Good call.
Hole 18, par 4, 897 feet. This is an awesome hole.
Yeah, it is.
So you can see it kind of tucked into this nice little green area right here. Off the tee to the right is all out of bounds. And then there's a really small landing area that's about 350 feet off the pad. Or if you have the power, you can try to beat the OB to the right here, which he's bending. He'll have no problem doing that as long as he misses a couple of these little dinky
Wow, look how
guardrails.
late that turned over.
Prime position, but that's really far. Like that's not what we have.
Yeah,
And
450 foot off the tee.
slipped.
Yep.
That was a product of bad tee pad there.
Yeah, the footing's horrible, and it actually forced a lot of players to play this one safe. And it doesn't look like Eagle's playing this one safe. He's going cloud breaker.
Roller? If you got
Maybe
it,
he meant
do
to
it.
do that.
Yeah, he meant to do it. If you got it, do it. Because that's a great play. And if I were to throw a roller, it would make it into that bush that Nolan threw it into. So that's difficult.
Yeah,
That's so
roller's tough off
far.
the tee,
Yeah. And this is what you'll see of a player trying to play safe. It's really tough to play safe because you kind of want to turn it, but if you turn it, it can drift because of the windy conditions that we have here. And then if you get the nose up, it kind of pushes you into those pines on the left. So I'm curious to see where Nick landed. And that was a pretty good approach from Nolan.
Yeah. What a horrible spot. He's kind of pinched on that tree.
Gets
Still
it
gonna
turned
have enough
over.
to-
Look at this
Beautiful
shot.
shot, Nick.
And that's in prime position. He'll have, 250 feet, maybe 300 into the green from there.
Eagles definitely, he's going fairway on this 420 foot approach. Needs to beat it.
He's just dwarfing the hole.
So he's got 28 feet for another eagle.
Yeah, I mean, and nobody else in the entire tournament, or maybe ever, will be going roller in those conditions.
Pretty nasty.
And looks like Garrett leaked it a bit left. This needs a little more height. Oh, that was so close to being perfect.
Pretty looking shot.
He needs to put this close because he is in a nice battle.
It's a backup. I have a bubbles and rim that I use for my other stable.
Okay.
So it's just
He pulls that. That might be a little nerves catching up to him because that was a pretty easy shot into the green.
Yeah, also they've been in the rain for so long. You know, the grip's definitely different.
He's got a putt though. He needs to make this. Oh, yes. He goes, Uli, what nerves?
No kidding. Another great stroke from the straddle.
He really has that push putt dialed right now this round. He's been really fun to watch. An eagle,
Not
he's missed.
happy.
Yeah, he's missed a couple in the circle.
And that one was for another eagle.
Yeah. He's still gonna birdie. He's just missing shots, birdieing, no problem.
And eagle goes no towel. Oh no.
I power gripped it on accident.
Power.
How do you power grip
I don't
it on
know what he
accident?
just said. He just told us that he power gripped his putter.
Because maybe it was so wet, he tried
Yeah.
something new.
Well, he goes no towel. He just walks up and picks it up. I know that disc is soaked.
That's so
That's what he
funny.
can do to us. He can power grip his putters, miss it, and still close it out.
Yeah, he has so many strokes. He's trying new grips. Hole 19, 485 feet, par 3, and I wish it was conditions like this right now on this drone because it's playing extra far this round.
Super slick. Look, and it's like a little cliff too. Like you slip, you go right off. It's like you gotta kind of slow it down to.
Hey,
So you see Garrett. Garrett kind of put his body weight into it and almost went over the edge of that.
yeah, hey. Wow, that is so far. And this is so far.
All Heisman.
Dude, Nick needs this, and this is all of everything that he has in the tank, I think.
Yeah, Garrett just put that, circle's edge, and he's only one back of Nick for second place. Oh, slippage.
And Nolan has all the power to get there.
Good looking angle. Hyzer out a little early, but he's going to be
40 feet.
It's really a good finishing hole, though.
Ripper.
Just needs to get back left,
Nice
though.
swing.
Okay. Pin high, 25, 30 feet. Big putt here for Nolan. SloMez.
Crowd loves it.
I love how he opens his hand right on the spot he wanted to. That was really great, SloMez.
Shaking hands with the basket. Look, he's rocking the JomezPro hat, the 100K shirt. What a guy.
Garrett needed that.
Look at Alyssa just getting soaked out there.
And Nick had already thrown his approach. Great tournament from Nick. Really held his own the whole round. Garrett with some super impressive shots. And there you have it. There's your champ.
That was an incredible 19 holes of golf from Eagle.
Yeah, I mean, he just dominated from start to finish. Nick had he tried to hold on, but Eagle just birdied a lot of holes.
Yeah.
And then he was able to just kind of cruise for the victory.
Yeah, bogey free in these wet, muddy conditions down here in Texas. Wow. Oh, he tied the hot round to shoot up 8 spots into second place.
Yeah, I made a little comeback. Thank you guys for joining us on this coverage. And of course, go subscribe to Jomez, watch, share, and we'll catch you next time.
Thank you, guys.